What are you doing? We are
I'm
live,
on.
ma'am.
Oh, my apologies. Then when the multitasking brain starts working, we forget about the other things we were doing. All right.
Hello,
Yes.
everybody, and welcome to the Real on Parenting, the Real on Multitasking, the Real on ADHD.
The real on mommy, all the things, all the things.
I am your host, your co-host, Kiana Shaw.
And I'm therapist Danielle.
All right, so
Now
much
that we got
going
that
on.
out the way, right?
But at this point in this season, I think y'all kind of expect anything out of us. So if you don't, it's because you new to the episode.
I'll say you new, okay? And it's not a bad thing.
It's
Welcome.
not,
Continue
but
to
just
listen.
know there, there's always shenanigans as soon as we push record. All right.
Oh goodness.
So, Danielle, first of all,
Yes.
how are you? You good? Everything good?
I am okay. One day at a time. One day at a
Okay. All right.
time.
For the purposes of not like putting all our business, like we have to be able to hold
Right.
something for family. But if you need any support, I got you. Okay. Or you just
Thank
want some
you.
support, I got you.
Appreciate
Because
it.
there's the real on friendship
Thank
too,
you.
right? So that's the thing.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
I wanted to tell you. So I let Kayla, so before I talk about her going to camp, because I did let her go to camp, and it was
Okay.
totally a lesson on
Okay.
letting go. Maybe I should start with that story. It was definitely a
Okay.
lesson on letting go.
All
So
right. I was actually like, how are you doing, first of all?
she's back home, so I'm perfectly fine
Oh,
now.
okay. Well, good. That's great.
So,
Everybody survived and everybody's good in their respective places. Good.
so I have these things called mom attacks, which are like
Okay.
heart attacks, but less severe
Oh,
and way more dramatic.
okay.
Okay.
All right.
Now,
You taught me something now. Okay.
Okay, now if anybody steal that phrase, you better quote it. You better quote me. Okay, all
Yes.
right.
Yes. Coach Kiana
So
said it first.
right. So I have mom attacks, and is so as we're preparing for camp, I'm like, oh wow, this is a great opportunity. Kayla, do you want to go? She's like, yes, I want to go. So I'm like, okay, let's get this together. I want to go. I want her to go. My plan was to volunteer and be
Oh,
one of the
okay.
moms on the trip.
Okay. All
That
right.
was a
All
plan.
right.
I felt like that was a good
Yeah.
plan.
I agree. I agree.
However, at the meeting for the trip, they were like, no parent volunteers.
Oh, well, let's pause. Did somebody say the parents can volunteer, or you just assume, okay, this could be an opportunity for me to work on slowly letting go, and I can
No,
join her in this
this,
process of letting go?
no, it wasn't about me letting go. It was about me going. Like,
Then it
nobody
transitioned
said
to
that.
letting go. Okay.
Nobody said, hey, we want volunteers. No one said that. I was just gonna volunteer because my
I
kid is
see.
going. She can't go nowhere. I
Okay.
can't go, right? Like that was my thing.
Okay.
Then in this same meetings, they were like, there's all these rules. And so they break down these rules. And one of the rules is no electronics. So I can't go and she can't have a phone to contact me for help. Nah, she ain't going. Right. So I left the meeting like she won't be attending this one.
Okay.
Kayla was like, Mom, right? And she enlisted her dad. So her dad was like, we went camping. We didn't have cell phones. Our parents didn't go with us, right? We got on the bus. Like, you know what I mean? They didn't know none of the camp counselors.
That's true.
So I'm like,
Very true.
yeah, but just because our parents were irresponsible doesn't mean doesn't mean I'm
Wait a
supposed to
minute.
be.
Hopefully they ain't listening. Mama, I didn't say that. Okay. She said it.
I was more blaming our dads.
Okay. The fathers can get it. All right.
Because they don't hit us in our 40s. All right. So I I I was set on her not going. Her dad was
Okay.
like, let her go. Like, I'm
Okay.
100% in her corner. She can go. So
Okay.
I took the L, right? Like, all right, fine.
Okay.
You want to
Okay.
go. So now there's like fundraiser stuff, and then there's, all the stuff that she needs. And
Yeah.
as we're getting close, like I was excited like for a short period of time. And then as we got closer, I was just like, maybe I could just ask her if she want to go to Disneyland instead of camp because I don't want her to go to camp because like I'm still stuck on the fact that I can't take you and I can't call you, right? Like it's like
Yeah.
it's too much. I don't want to let her go. I don't know these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, who are the people in the cabins? Like, even the teachers won't be in the cabins. There's a camp leader, and I'm like, I ain't never met
Okay.
this person. So I'm
Okay.
having that conversation
Yeah,
with
the whole
myself.
breakdown. Okay.
The, the
Okay.
whole
The
breakdown,
whole
Danielle.
mental
The
thought break
whole
checklist breakdown.
dang
Okay.
breakdown. So, um, but now I'm committed. She's going, and a
Okay.
couple of weeks ago. I go and there's like parent conferences and stuff. So I asked one of the teachers, I said, "Are you going by any chance?" She was like, "Oh my God, yes, I love it. I go
Oh,
every
good.
year." One of my neighbors said that she used to work there. She's like, "Oh, it's great." Okay, fine.
Okay. Okay.
And the agreement with the teacher was, I know that there's no cell phones allowed, but I'm gonna send her cell phone. She's only allowed to use it to
I knew
contact
you
me.
where
I
you
just
was
need a
going with
text.
this.
I need proof of life in the morning, proof of life in the evening. Like it's not that hard. I just need a couple of pieces of proof of life, right? So she was like, cool, no problem. So now I'm feeling good. My baby will have her cell phone. Anything happens. She also has a Samsung tag because we team Android over here. So she
Okay.
has a Samsung tag. If she presses the tag, it alerts me like to her
Okay.
location. If she presses it twice, it calls my phone like this tag is looking for you. And wherever I'm doing, I'm going wherever
Yeah.
the tag was last pinged, right? Like
Yes.
that's the
Yes.
thing.
Okay.
So um the day before camp, right? We have packed, we are ready, and the teacher sends message through Kayla. I'm gonna just I'm gonna just give your mom my phone because she didn't want the responsibility of the cell phone, right? And she didn't want to break the
Okay.
rules. Like there's two parts there.
Right.
She like
Right.
I teach these kids rules. I can't just be breaking them
Right.
just because her mama crazy.
Yes.
And
Yes.
the
There
second
you
thing
go.
is
You
I
said
don't
it
want
for her.
nobody's
Good
$1,000.
job.
Right. I definitely understand. So the second thing is she didn't want like this $1,000 phone, right? Because the cell phones are not 50 cents anymore, right? Like you really are
Right.
paying $1,000, $1,700, whatever for the new phones.
Rent.
So she was just
Hmm.
like, nah. So Kayla tells me this the day before. So I was just like, okay, so we back to going to Disneyland, right? Like that was
Okay.
okay. It is what it is. And so
Oh my goodness.
So Kayla's like, Mom, like, and I feel her about to call, her grandma, like she gonna enlist some other people. So I'm like, okay, it is what it is. Like, I'll talk to the teacher. So I get there on the day that, we got bags, duffel bags. She got a backpack. She has,
Yeah.
her sleeping bag and stuff. I have completely overpacked my baby. Let me just say that. Okay.
I
You know
didn't.
those neck fans that that we have, we both have
Yes.
them, but the neck fans
Yes.
and it sends the cool air. She had two of those that were heaters. Okay, so let's start there. She had backup battery things, like, because when I bought her sleeping bag, I also bought her the pad that she could sleep on inside the sleeping bag that had a heater so that she could keep, because I didn't know, like, I don't know that these
Right.
new cabins have heat. Like all the movies I see, the people be in the cabin with beanies on and scarves.
Have you ever
I
went
haven't been
camping?
camping since I was
Oh, okay.
10. Like I was
Okay.
literally Kayla's age. So things have changed
Yes, they
in the
have.
last
They're
35
a bit
years.
new and improved. Okay.
But I didn't
Yes.
know that, Danielle. Like that was the thing. Like I had
You should shot me a
no
text. You
information
should
on
shot me
this.
a text.
So no, because you would have friended me, right? You would have been like, calm down. This is stupid.
Right.
Shut up. Let this girl go. Like, and I didn't need that. I didn't want I needed it. I didn't
I'm
want
supposed to say,
that. Okay. Let me
yeah, you called or not contacted those who you did and did not want to call, given where you were
right. And
emotionally.
because all of my
Okay.
friends are like that, I was it was just me on
So
this island.
you was solo bolo. All right. You just
There was
handling it.
no safe space for me.
Oh my
So we
goodness.
get there the morning of, and Kayla's like, she's trying to carry everything. I'm like, just roll it. Like I bought you the duffel bag that you can roll. I'm like, look, it's
A
like
duffel
like it's
bag.
amazing technology or something, right?
Wow.
And she's
Okay.
just like, Mom, it's just easier for me. Then I'll carry it, right? So I got the bag and she's trying to, she's trying to assert her independence. And I'm not missing it. It's not lost on me, but I am having a hard time
You're having a hard
releasing her
time.
dependence on me, right? And so I'm
There
already
you go.
compromising. You get to
Yes.
go. You know what I'm saying?
She
And
said, I'm
so
already compromising. Wait a minute. Wait. So let's pause right quick. The fact that you said you're in the working on the process of releasing her being dependent on you.
yes.
So let me say this, and you
Don't you
already
have me
know
crying
this.
on this podcast. Don't do
Never.
that. Okay.
That is never my goal. Okay. However it touches you, let it touch you. Okay. But the way that you have raised Kayla
Hmm.
consistently, day one, you like, baby, you gonna fend for you. You're gonna be able to take care of you. And that's the way that you raised her. And so you now being at a position, I won't even say a space because you weren't at that space. It just this scenario kind of put you there
Right.
of letting her be what you have taught her.
And trusting that she will be what I have taught. And
And
that wasn't the bigger
she
thing. I just
will.
so
And
here's
she
what I've
will.
learned in just what you
Okay.
just said. I have taught her
Yes.
to be interdependent, right? It's like
Okay.
you can cook
She's
if I'm here, right? You can,
well, no,
you
that's the
know,
conditions you put on it. So those are the conditions you put on it. She can do it.
but if I'm over like yeah, she can make toast. She can't like fried chicken without me
Well,
standing there. You know what I'm
no.
saying? Like,
No, no,
but
no.
that's what I'm saying. Like there's the dependence, there's the independence, and I have taught interdependence because that's the phase of life that I believe she's in, where it's like we can work together. You don't need me to wash you up, but every now and then
Right.
you need to me to remind you, like, hey, did you shower
Yeah.
today? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
the
Yeah, yeah.
interdependence. I I wasn't ready
Oh, I'll say you
for
wasn't ready.
for her to have independence. Like I'm teaching
She's been
her
ready. No, no, no. She's been ready.
right, but
She's been
I'm not
ready.
ready. So
Yes,
it ain't
yes.
about her. It's about, it's about
There you go. Let's bring it back. Right, right.
I'm very
She's
much
been
aware
ready.
that this is completely a me thing because she's like, I'm going camping. Like at one
Yeah,
point
she's about to live
she
her
was
best
like,
life.
did you know that they're putting the boys and the girls in separate cabins? I was like, if they wasn't, you would be going. She was just like,
Now
I
that I'm
thought
with you on that
everybody,
one.
like, she thinking it's just one big slumber party. No, ma'am.
You choke on this coffee.
If the boys are
Yeah, I'm with you
there,
with that one.
you won't
That
be,
that
right?
right. You would not be on the bus. Mm-mm.
So I have had to understand while she was away because
Okay.
so
That's
let me get
understandable.
back. When we got there, the teacher wasn't there yet. Now,
Okay,
mind
she was
you,
running late.
they said arrive at 7:30 and we got there at 7:25. So let's
I
be
know.
clear.
I'm
The
aware.
teacher
I
wasn't
know that.
late.
Yes.
It was
Okay.
not
Oh,
late.
okay.
She just
Thank
wasn't
you for
there.
clarifying that.
Some random teacher, or not random, but she just I've never met her, and she was
Okay,
just
so she's
like,
random.
she, but she's a teacher though. You know what I mean? Like it
It's
wasn't
okay,
like she
but
was a
it's
random
to
parent,
clarify. That's how we equate stuff as parents.
right?
If I have not spoken to you, introduced myself, you're random,
You're random. So
especially
she
with that title, teacher. Okay, go
she
ahead.
sees me and she goes, "Are you okay?" And I was
Oh,
like, I
oh,
think I am. But I'm scanning for the other
oh,
teacher. Danielle,
yeah.
she just hugs me. And I'm not big on strangers
Oh,
touching me, right?
yes, I
So
know, but you needed that in that moment. Oh,
but I my thing is I had told myself that morning, don't cry. Like,
why?
don't be the parent that cries because your baby going to camp. And now she's sitting there embarrassed. And Kayla can feel people's emotions. So she's
Oh,
like
yes,
literally
I
trying to
understand.
disconnect from me all morning. Like,
I'm sure she should have started on the day of this presentation of this camp. Tell my niece to call me, okay? Just put my number on the phone, shoot me a text. I put up the little emblem in the sky. I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
so I'm getting her settled. I check it. Okay, you on bus one. They like, let's make sure all your names are on everything. I'm like,
Right.
hey, Kayla's names are written in big letters, with her school
I know.
initials. Like her
I
stuff is
know.
ready. Like, y'all ain't got to check it. When I set it down, I turned everything just so that they could see it. Like Kayla's fine.
I'm not laughing
That's,
at you. I'm laughing
yes, you
with you.
are. No,
No,
but
because
I'm not
I
laughing. So you're not
understand.
laughing with.
No, no, because I understand because that's
There's
parts
a
of
parent
me.
out there that
Yeah.
understands me.
No,
Okay.
I really do. I really do get it. However, I do it to a smaller scale now with Janelle being 12. The letters are still there, they're just smaller. It's okay
Okay.
though. I
Okay.
understand.
Because I got it written up like in block letters, like I'm
I
tagging the
already know.
freeway. Okay.
That's why I'm laughing. I know what you mean. I did that when she was like first, second grade. But go ahead.
All right.
It's okay.
That being said, um, I see the teacher as as I've got her settled. I see the
Yeah.
teacher, and the teacher comes over and she goes, "Did Kayla tell you?" And then I remembered I have an attitude with the teacher, right? Because we had a whole agreement and you changed it yesterday, talking about you
Oh,
don't want to take the
wait.
phone with
The
you.
fact that you
So,
remembered that you had attitude. So now you have to have it. Now you're trying to hold from not crying and remember you have to have an attitude too. Okay.
right. So now I'm trying not to
Okay.
cry. I'm trying not to be emotional. I'm trying not to be upset that she wasn't there when I got there because I know that that was an expectation only I had. Uh,
Correct. I was just
and
about to
now I
thank you for
remember I'm pissed off about
stating.
this phone situation. So she was like, I will call you. She's like, give me your phone. I'm going to put my number in your phone. She was like, I'll call you if anything happens. I will text you pictures throughout. Like, and she did a
All
great job.
right. Good job,
Every
teacher.
time I
So
got worried,
you
here
you
she
she
comes.
deserves a reward.
She
Hmm.
does.
A
And
nice
I'm thinking
gift.
of something to send to her. I'm like,
Good.
maybe, some
Good.
Bath and Body Works,
I can even
something like
write it
that.
pretty for you just because I
Thank
understand.
you. Thank you.
You're
Because I,
welcome.
I have
I
thank
can
you
do
cards
that.
here if you would like
Hey,
to do some calligraphy.
it's done.
And whatever you put is fine. Like, I don't even need to know.
No, the thing is you tell me what to put. I ain't trying to think and write. No. Mm-mm. You just tell me and I write it. All right.
Okay. All right. That's fine. So she goes to camp. I'm walking to my car. Like I had to hug her, right? So I'm just like, I'm proud of you. Like, and we have a ritual every morning. Are you a leader or a follower? She
Oh,
says, I'm
I
a
love that.
leader. What's the difference? A leader set goals, a follower sets limits, and a leader thinks for themselves. All right. Do
Oh,
you have
say it again,
integrity?
say it again, say it again for the people who didn't hear it and it was too
A
fast.
leader
Because
sets goals, a
hmm
follower sets limits, and a leader thinks for themselves, right? And it's like, do you
yes.
have integrity? Yes. What is that? Making good choices even when nobody's watching. Do you have confidence? Yes. What is that? Confidence is believing in myself and my ability to do great things. So this is every morning, right? So and
Love
every
it,
morning I
love
tell
it,
her, so I'm
love
sending
it.
you to school as a leader with confidence and integrity. I expect you to come back that way, right?
Yes.
So this time I hug
No
her and I'm like,
taintedness, okay?
say that again.
No taintedness.
Right. So I hug her and I'm going through the ritual, even though we already did it in the car, right? And I'm like, and I expect you to come back unharmed. I don't expect to have to like do a search party. Don't forget you got your tag, push your button. Like don't
Yeah.
push it 1,000 times. I promise once you push it, like I'm a know, if
You
they
look up
tell me
while
that
me
you're
there.
missing,
Yeah.
I'm on my
Yeah.
way. Like I want you to know I
Yeah.
got you. I'm coming.
Okay.
She was like, Mom, I don't need you to do that. Like I'm not gonna get lost. I'm gonna be fine.
Good job, Kayla.
Like, and
Yes. She's
and I'm just
reassuring
like,
you. Yes.
listen, I don't need you to coach me right now. I need you to let me have this mommy moment, right? Because if I needed a coach, I would have brought my mama. Like I know. So she gave me the
No, the
huge
thing
hug,
is,
like she hugged me
you
tight,
needed the
and that,
support.
yeah, but I didn't want it. Like that's the thing. Like
But hey, hey, hey. But you needed to hear that. You needed to hear those words come out of her mouth
so here's the
because
win.
she knew. Okay.
I left. I did not cry, even though I had to breathe deep a couple of times. I did not cry. I pulled out in the park, like out of the parking lot, and I immediately went to work. I turned on a podcast that I've been wanting to listen to. Um, and I did not cry the whole day. Her teacher sent me like the they're on the bus picture. She sent me the we got here picture. Like I'm tracking the tag on my phone, so I know when.
Right.
I think that the process of letting go in these years
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
did not feel this with the older child. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, I would say, but
but
life
that's
was
because she's
the
not
world
biologically
was different
mine.
then, though. But still, but she yours, you
Right.
know. But the world was different. Well,
Right.
as
Because
you know,
they're
it
like
was
11
totally
years
different.
apart. It really is different. And there was a level of responsibility that I did not have to
Right.
Kiera that I do have to Kayla. And I I realized like she gonna be all right in this world. That's a huge
Yeah.
thing because it's and listen, I had to learn years ago the difference between teaching our children caution and teaching them fear, right? Because
Correct.
sometimes we're teaching them caution, but we're doing so in the name of because bad things happen and they kind of
Right.
start being afraid of anything happening, right? I had to dial that
Yes.
back because it
I
wasn't a good
understand that too.
way, you
Yes.
know.
Yes.
But you know, we lived in a place like when we would come out, the neighbor across would have this big old German Shepherd. So I'm like, you don't ever go out the door first. You cannot go
Yeah.
out the door first because they're walking and the German Shepherd would just be, it was unruly. Like, and she barely had it. Like she wasn't walking the dog was walking her. You know what I mean? And
Oh yeah,
so
no, I understand because
in
ours
those
tell
situations,
Janelle,
like I had to
like,
teach, like, hey, we don't
right,
do this because we don't want the dog to bite you, blah, blah, blah. So there, I
right.
had did have to strike a balance. In this, I learned that the art of letting go for parents is so different from what we think it's going to be, and it's different from child to child, right?
Yes.
Because and stage to stage, like that's a lot going on. We are listen, I'm gonna get my cape because we are truly maneuvering so much as parents. I don't want to just say moms because I know a lot of dads. My brother was a single
Right.
father, you know what I mean? So
Right. Right.
there are a lot, there's so much that we are maneuvering as parents, and learning
Mm-hmm.
to let go doesn't mean release into the wild.
Right.
That was something
Yes.
I wasn't sure about. But learning to let go does mean sometimes, and it's okay to baby step it. Like I totally am okay with my process of baby stepping this. But I'm going on the next trip because they going across the country.
Oh, well then yes, that's
Right.
something different.
I
Yes,
bet you
that's
don't get on the plane without me. Okay.
like mom on
Either
the
me or
wing,
your
mom on the
daddy, pick
wing.
one. She was like, I think I'm gonna ask Auntie Now you should go. Okay, I trust her to go. But if she say no, me or your daddy, let me know which one you want to go.
Right.
Um, but I'm going on that one because I'm just not gonna let her go. And I think it would be a great experience for the both of us, right? Because I've never been to
Yeah,
Washington. I've never been
yeah.
to DC or New York.
It's
So
fun. It's great. I went with my
and they have a
mom.
whole itinerary and I get to do all the things. You know,
Yes,
the hard
yes.
part for me is like I don't want to do that with 10 other kids. You know what I mean? Like a
You
group
will
of 10.
adjust. It will be great. It will be great. You know me.
Yeah.
So if
I
I
don't
can
want to
do it,
go.
you could do it. Okay? All
But
right.
letting go. So Danielle, because I've shared my story, right?
Yes,
Um,
yes.
which like we were supposed to be talking about like space, which is not. So
But no, I would say that this is I would say being a safe space for the parents, you know, because we are the adults and because we are
yes,
the parents, we are supposed to know what to do. We're supposed to know how to guide and navigate in regards to our children's developmental phases and mastering of these things. But you rarely hear of, well, what about the parents' emotions in all of this? What about the parents' mental state? The questioning, did I do this right? Did I not
yes,
do this right? Is this okay? Is this not okay? You know, it's what I'm feeling. What the heck am I feeling? You know, and it really,
yes,
whenever someone says, I don't want to cry, my ears go up. Ye- And that's a whole nother therapy session. But because that goes way back. It's okay to cry, even if it was just one tear, even if they bubbled up. You know how you get to the edge
yes,
and it be leaning. It's like don't tip over because it's gonna come out your eye. So, but it is okay. Does it feel good? No, but we know it's natural. However, not allowing yourself to completely be, I call it human, where we feel the feelings that are good and the feelings
right.
that aren't so good, that's not fair to you. And I'm gonna keep it like that because I ain't had no therapy session. Okay. But there really isn't a space for parents to be vulnerable as themselves and vulnerable
Right.
as a parent. So yes, this is a safe space topic because I'm pretty sure there was a lot of people who resonated like, oh, girl, yes, and I was laughing at the big initials because, girl, that was me. My mama don't play. And she trained, and I say trained, yes, me well. So come kindergarten, pre-K, first grade, second, third, it was all the dark Sharpie initials, okay? But now they're a bit smaller. Um, but with that, there's things as a parent, our stuff pop up.
Yes.
And we may not realize it until we're like, why am I feeling this way? It may not even
Yes.
be in a moment. It may be an after fact situation when it's all said and done. And you're like, ooh, that was a lot. It was pulling up some stuff in you that you haven't dealt with or resolved.
Yeah. Which is, not feeling safe a lot. That's one of them. Like, growing up, I didn't always feel safe. Not that my parents didn't make me feel safe, but there were other factors that,
This,
it's a
yeah.
totally different show.
Mhm.
Um, um, there's the always doubting, like, am I being a good parent? Like, am I doing all the things? And I didn't think I was doubting that a lot, but I can definitely see that, like, sometimes we have to trust our parenting, which is something that you've said to me a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? Like, being able to trust what we have put into our kids, that everything we've already taught them works. That, like, there's a million
Yes.
things that go into it.
Yeah.
And as a parent, I think sometimes all at one time we
All
start
at one
going,
time.
did
Yeah.
I teach her how to tie her shoes? Did I teach her that, when you put when it's really cold, you got to layer up, you got to have tank top and a shirt and the hoodie and then the
Right.
jacket. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you
Right.
start wondering if you did everything, and it can be hard to trust ourselves in what we have already taught them, even though I spend a lot of time making sure that I give her everything she needs, right?
Right.
I remember when
Right.
my parents divorced, my mom was like, I want to make sure you guys know how to wash clothes. I would, like, you know what I mean? Because she was just like, I don't want you to be, if dad and I aren't together and you're with dad, I want to know that you can still take care of you. Because my
Yeah.
mom did everything in the house. You know what I mean? So it was like, I need
Yeah.
to know that you can still do it, because now that we've separated, I know he don't know how to do it. And it wasn't that he didn't know how, he just didn't, right?
Yeah, but still,
So,
we get the point.
right. So it's like trusting my
Yes.
parenting, and that I've equipped my child in with the skills and values, right? That's the
Yes.
be good part that she
Right.
needs.
Hmm.
And I've been able to guide her, and
Thank you.
now it's like, let her use what you've taught her.
That now
And
that's the lesson. That's the bow. Let her use what you
yes,
taught her. And with that, remembering that there has to be room for trial and error. And I'm speaking to me
yes,
personally as well. We have
yes,
to allow them to implement it, give them the space to actually attempt to even do it, and we can adjust as needed. We can review as needed. And I could probably say we
absolutely.
both could speak to both to this is that that um we want it to be done correctly the first time because we
Yes.
taught you how we've had several years of doing this. We had several years of explanation. We have several years of physical demonstration. So you should be able to do all this,
Baby
but
steps, baby steps. I
yeah,
know.
but within that, doing it to the expertise, if you will, that of our
Yes.
desire. Girl, my husband still don't do it, okay? So to my liking, but or how I do it. So, but giving them
But
the
I was gonna
space
say how you
to
do
be,
it into your liking, and
and I
them
have to
actually doing it are
accept,
different.
yes, and me accepting that I know I'm special, but I think as you get older, you get specialer, if you will. But allowing them to have that space is my part of acceptance. But giving them that space to try it on their own. And they may put a twist on it that actually works better, and there's that moment like, okay, good job.
Right.
But within that, as a parent, there are those emotions of feeling indifferent. There are those emotions of
Mm.
questioning. There is that space of just, ooh, do they got it? Are they gonna do it well? Did they forget a step? They usually I always have to remind them of this. They remember that, and it's like Give them the space.
Yep.
Give them the space. And then I can go to something else, but then I'd be off topic because that's a whole nother like child development. But I'm happy for you. I'm
Thank you.
ecstatic for Kayla, but I'm happy for you because I know that this was not this one that she was able to go and had a great time. But this wasn't no easy task, no easy parent milestone, mommy milestone whatsoever. And I know that there's many others, the who are experiencing this and who still may be struggling with this despite their child being older. Within this day
Yes.
and age, it is very, very difficult to let our children release out in society, and do normal things because of the state of the world, so that adds an extra layer of I'm just gonna keep my child with me.
Yeah.
She's just gonna be when wherever she goes, where I'm going, believe me. And then whatever activities, guess what? I'm the volunteering parent because that's how my mama been that way, and that was in the 80s. So so
But I
it's
don't want her to
difficult.
miss out on the teachable moments because,
Right.
she make a mistake. So I swoop in. It's like, no, I got to let her make these mistakes. Right. And then not have
Have to
severe
make
consequences. You know what I mean? Because I think
yes.
that's sometimes as parents, we could go, okay, well, you made a mistake. So you can never do it again. That's not helpful. Right.
And that's not fair. And it's not
Right.
fair at
Because
all.
it stunts their growth. And then you got a
Yes.
40-year-old living in your basement because they don't know how to
Hey,
make decisions. And I
no,
don't want that
they're gonna
either.
be out. No, that is never an option, but that's a whole nother show. And I might step on somebody's toes on that one. That hey, we need to write that down. 30 plus, adult child in your home. There's certain I'm about to go on another tangent, but
I saw you and I was just like,
hey, that's
I don't
that's
know how
gonna
many
be a
more minutes we
topic,
got. We got
if
about
you
10
will.
minutes left in
Right,
this
right, right.
show.
We're gonna have to wrap this one up so we can talk about that one. But but yes, allowing them that space and not reprimanding them for that is more so a learning and growing
Mhm.
experience for both parents. I mean both
Yes.
parents, for the parents and the child.
Yes. Now she did read the text messages between me and her teacher, and
Okay.
she was just like, "You were harassing this lady."
But no, well, in other words, mama, you're doing too much. I'll
I
paraphrase for
wasn't
her.
harassing, but like there was one point where I was like, because I see in the picture she doesn't have her hoodie on, but she has her jacket on, and I know she hates wearing her jacket. So I'm like, if she layered properly, because it's like 65 degrees, so it's like during the day. So I'm like, if you layer properly, you don't have to have your jacket on. But she said it was cold, so I was like, did I overpack you? She was like, you did, but I was glad that I had all the hand warmers because I had bought the disposable one, so she used all of them pretty much. I think there's one left, and I think it was like 11 of them. Um, and so she had, and I'm sure she shared. That's another
I'm
thing
sure she
because
did too.
I'm
Right,
sure she shared.
right.
And so there was that, and so she was just like, so in the text message, I'm like, tell her, this because I want her to be comfortable. And I know she's not thinking of all of that. I did notice that I did not see the thermal socks. I packed 3 pair
You
of
know
thermal
what?
socks. I did
You
not
know what, Coach
see the
Kiana?
thermal
This is
socks.
Mama Kiana right here. Stop it. Okay. Did she have all 10 toes when she came back home?
She did, but I
Great,
wanted to make sure
awesome.
she had her thermal socks. Like that was a big deal for me.
For you. She just said she had all her 10 toes when she came home and they were wiggling and move. She could move them. She could move her fingers. She had her ears. She had her nose.
Thank you
She was
for
in good
watching
health.
Coach Kiana Gets Therapy from Therapist Day. Yeah. We're
Stop
gonna go
it.
ahead and wrap this episode up.
Yes.
Now I don't feel like my next topic is even approachable. Like I feel like I would be getting coached, but that's
No,
okay.
no.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. I am Coach Kiana Shaw and my
And I'm
co-host.
therapist Danielle.
Yes, thank you all for joining the Real on Parenting. If you want to send us an email to talk about this episode or to ask some questions, you can do so by emailing us at therealonparenting@gmail.com.
Yes.
And get ready because we got some stuff coming down the pipeline and we're so excited. So thank you all for joining us. Talk to you soon.